rushed it all in. It's the first time I've ever sat in a ground blind for bears, and I think it's going to be the ticket because it will keep my scent down and my movement. But a lot of different pictures. We had one cool, like, cinnamon color, but he wasn't real big, so I don't know if I'd shoot him or not. We'll have to see if he comes in, but it's been a real active bait, so we're going to keep our fingers crossed, see what happens. I forgot my thermosol tonight. Bugs are terrible. So I took the netting from the window, used it as a hat. It's working pretty good so far. That's a dead bear. I was looking through my camera. These birds were just going crazy. And earlier tonight I heard hounds. I'm guessing it's probably an outfitter's running his hounds. It's just super frustrating. I really didn't think I was going to see anything tonight after hearing those hounds. So, to try to just take up time, I'm clicking through my camera. Just trying to look at when these bears are showing up. And I actually thought, well, this is about time they're going to show up. And turned off my camera and I glanced up, and there that bear is behind the crib, circling around. So he comes in. Yeah, it was that one with that tan coat, and I know he's not real big, but of course they all look big when you're 15 yards from him on the ground in a ground blind, but he looked big enough, and I just couldn't help it, man. I had to let it go. That felt awesome. Alright, well, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bit, well, quite a bit nervous about that shot. You know, with bears, you don't want to hit them tight to the shoulder like you do a deer. And I thought I aimed, you want to hit about 4 inches behind the shoulder. Probably what would be a liver shot on a deer would be a double lung on a bear. And I thought I was aimed pretty middle of the middle, as they say. You want to shoot a middle of the middle. And when I let it go, man, it hit him, tucked right behind the leg, kind of low, like what would be a heart shot on a deer. And I was kind of nervous, so I went ahead and got out of the blind, did a little bit of a walkabout, and I found him laying about 100 yards down the hill. Very little blood. I'm not sure what that was all about, but he was dead as a doornail about 20 minutes after, you know, I found him about 20 minutes after I shot him. He was dead as a doornail, so I heard the crows kind of going nuts, which they do anyway, but the way they were acting and sounding, I kind of had a feeling it was more than just their usual. So you can kind of see behind me, there's my ground blind. It's tucked in pretty good. So we'll go right over here and take a look at the arrow. I already pulled it out of the brush, but the old Slick Trick Magnum put a hurting on him. So, blood sport. So here's the blind. And it's just perfectly tucked away. You know, this bear didn't show up until just a couple days ago. He started showing up on the camera for the first time. According to when I checked it today, he's been a real regular ever since. So I'm not one to usually look a gift horse in the mouth. I really wanted to hold out for a big one this year, and I know this one isn't, but man, he's got a pretty coat. And when he came up and I wasn't sure, I was kind of even talking with my wife about it before I came out tonight. You know, it's like, I wonder if I should shoot that thing if he shows up. But then when he did, he stood up on the log and looked, and I saw his head, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta shoot him. I like shooting bears. I like shooting a lot of stuff. He's right over here. There he is. Awesome. You can see that shot was pretty far forward, but apparently it did the trick. This bear's been making a regular appearance at my bait, and when he came in tonight, I decided I wanted to take him, and I don't regret it. So feels good to get a bear down. So anyway, I'm pretty happy. This is the first color phase bear I've ever shot. Pretty cool. So thanks for tagging along.